So there's a way that I'm going to have to come forward where it won't interfere with my life or those that I love. If I have to go to the court and file the papers myself, I will get some. I would do that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I need a couple of days just to draft the papers. I understand what your decision is, and I'm hopeful that on Wednesday I have the opportunity to get you that paperwork for you to sign, which is the stipulation of dismissal that's without prejudice.
Also, I was informed that because of the situation with the evidence and because of personal circumstances that I can prove, I'm going to move forward with my life, and I'm going to make it known why and what happened with the case, because I found out also, literally, I can do that. So, yeah, and so so that's my decision, and I thank you, and hopefully before Wednesday I will be able to get something done at this court. But if Wednesday is what you need, then go ahead and do what you're going to do on your end, and on my end I'll do what I have to do.
Okay. It's kind of too bad because you didn't. Well, you know what? And I think that the mediation order is one that only applies to the individual officers because they had applied already on behalf of the city of Newark to remove the case from mediation, and it got removed. So what I think happened was that the court ordered mediation, but not against the city of Newark because there's already a standing order to remove it from mediation, but that it applies to the officers who have now filed an answer, and then that generates this mandatory mediation, and that's why the discovery period is to end, and then we go forward with this mediation, which I would imagine if I was them, I would file a motion to
remove
mediation as well,
right.
With the city of Newark. But gee, it's a shame because I do believe in the case, and I think you have a case.
I believe that I'm right, and I know that I'm right, but I really seriously, truthfully don't believe I'm getting justice and I'm being treated fairly, and I can prove that. And like you said, the devil's in the details, and I have enough to prove the devil is in the details in regards to the handling of my case with this court, and how the playing around and playing tag with the depositions and so forth and etc., changing dates, never really coming forward, hearings that don't really take place, those kind of things, But what I'm going to do is what I said, and my decision is completely final, and I will not retract, I will not go back, I'm not going to change my mind. I have to do what I'm doing, and I have my reasons why.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
No, and I appreciate that you've given this the thought.
Yeah.
Before we went through the deposition.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Right.
I totally appreciate
right.
that.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that I think that they would have gone forward.
Well, I can't think for them, but I do know based on past experiences they have never, ever followed through or participated with, put it this way, they've never been reliable when it comes to them being deposed, them being served. It's always been, of course, like the defendant, they're going to always maneuver and do whatever they can. But it's gotten to a point where I don't trust them, which you know that already from the jump, I don't trust them. So, but given the reality and the fact that I can't trust them, and they've been protected from they have not, their names have not ever been mentioned in media. Wheels of justice turn slowly, but it doesn't look like it's trying to happen in honor of the truth and of being fair. It seems like when you're fair, you're forthcoming, you have all your evidence, you have everything, and you're suing a city, I'm relying on a city that I'm suing to allow me to sue them. And everyone working in that city are all together. You even said something to me one time that I have on record that I have to be mindful, careful of what I say or what I do when I'm dealing with the court clerks because they usually record things and so forth, etc. And they may, well, that's fine, but the thing is, if they all talk, I know why would their talk and how could their talk interfere with my right to fair due process.
All the time.
Well, then that, so guess what? So that means they conspire against you. So if that's the case, then I'm not going to get nowhere with Newark. What do you think?
One other question I have
Sure,
for you.
no problem.
Do you want me to see if I can get a settlement offer on the table for them? Just wondering. Just curious.
Fred, if you see if you can do that, that to me it kind of reminds me of the time you called me twice and you threw this $1 million thing at me, but the person wasn't really real and he didn't really have any say and it wasn't really an offer. I never got anything on paper from them from the other side, so I don't think it's ever going to happen. So if you want to do that, that's on you, but whatever money you get, please pay yourself and donate the rest of the money. I'm recording this. Donate the rest of the money to any charity you feel necessary.
Well, listen, let me ask you this, because what it requires is they would want a written settlement demand. That's what they would want. They would say, submit your demand.
Okay, but why haven't you already, why does it take me having to file a dismissal without prejudice for this to even be an option now? This is your first time telling me this.
No, because we've actually tried to talk numbers, and initially there was this, I had told you that I had spoken with them on the phone, and we were trying to talk numbers, and they never, put anything out there, but they were saying what their highest settlement has been on this kind of a case, on a civil rights case, and I know that you were not happy that I was having those discussions, so they had ceased. Then,
well, I was not happy, Cap. I would like to interject real fast because I won't be led and I won't be guided in the conversation. And why does it take me having to file a dismissal without prejudice for this to even be an option now? This is your first time telling me this.
No, because we've actually tried to talk numbers, and initially there was this, I had told you that I had spoken with them on the phone, and we were trying to talk numbers, and they never, put anything out there, but they were saying what their highest settlement has been on this kind of a case, on a civil rights case, and I know that you were not happy that I was having those discussions, so they had ceased. Then,
well, I was not happy, Cap. I would like to interject real fast because I won't be led and I won't be guided in the conversation, and that's what they try to do a lot. But what I will say is that the reason why it had to be retracted is because nothing was ever put on paper and presented to me, and word of mouth is not good enough. And if we're gonna mediate or they're gonna make an offer, it should be on the table, and it shouldn't be brought to me by word of mouth. It should be brought to me by something tangible, something I can read, and it should be a real offer.
And the way that's done is that we have to submit a written settlement demand.
Okay, then I think
please be advised, we're willing to settle this case for this amount of money.
But I'm thinking we should have been done that. Especially knowing that, like you say, the time frame or whatever is running out, and it ran out in 2011. See, I'm not worried about all this stuff. I am really, really happy that I've been doing my research and I have been doing my little investigating on my own as far as to how to handle this case and what's going on in the case, and I think I have a crack in a window that's going to make me victorious either way. I have something.
So then, do you want me to submit a written settlement demand? And as a matter of fact, there was this issue, now that I recall, that you had a problem with this statement of damages from the prior counsel who set it up a real high number, gave a real high number.
No, that's not true. I've never had a problem with any statement of damages. I'm going to tell you what happened. I was uncertain and I asked questions, and they interpreted it as a problem, probably, but there you go. These the litigators, they know how to lie. But I will tell you this, here is the truth. The truth is, and I've taped that conversation with them. I taped everything. They forgot, and I guess you forgot. But this is what has transpired, and I can prove this on tape. I called a meeting with the other counsel, which I don't really have to talk about because it's a moot issue. But what I will say is that I made it clear to them that I didn't understand how we came up with a statement of damages of $5 million when the case was still pending, still ongoing, and the issues and the matters and so forth, and the damages were still happening.